We are the Jancos, and this one's called Snakeye. Yeah, well, these two. I hit him up first, cause I knew him. I would talk to you too, but I would talk to these two. He went to the same high school, but I didn't even know him in high school. But
yeah, like I literally had no clue who this guy was until like until like recently. Yeah. Like we went to the same, like partly the same elementary school, same middle school, same high school. And like we just like never came in contact.
It's pretty weird. Know me either.
Never saw you. Never seen it.
What?
Yeah, we knew each other since elementary, and then he went off to like a private school, I believe, or something like that.
Yeah, I went to some Jewish school when I was in second grade, and then I went to some like private school or whatever. It was weird.
And I saw him walking down the hallway in high school freshman year, and I was like, "Oh, dude, sick! That's that one dude, Isaac, right?" So I pulled up to him. I'm like, "Hey, you remember me?" And he's like. He looked at me like all like creeped out, and I was like, "Who the hell are you?" You know? Right. I was like, I felt awkward.
I was so confused. Like I was just getting lunch, and I was just like, "Who?" Like what?
So did you guys play together first? Like, were you already in your own kind of band or what?
Yeah, it was like us three. We've been like jamming since we were like 15 or 16 or something like that, and like. We would just play a bunch of like Joyce Manor covers with our other homie, and
shout out to Jacob.
Yeah, the homie Jacob. I miss that fool. But yeah, like we would just like mess around in his garage. Like,
gotcha.
He lives like literally up the street from me, and he lives down the street.
Got it. And then you like found them.
I hit him up. I hit Josh up, and then I kind of hit you up too.
Yeah.
And then I knew they knew each other. I knew Josh and Andrew knew each other, and I did not know, like, I knew that they would jam, but I didn't know how, like, often they would jam together. So And then he was like, "Oh, I actually know a guy that drums pretty good," and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." So
That was a guy that knows a
Bro,
guy.
it was like literally every weekend the summer of our like sophomore
Yeah.
year we would jam. Literally
Yeah.
every weekend. It was nuts.
And this is all in Whittier?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because me and him actually, we were in a band like in middle school. That was really funny, but it was also fun. So that kind of like pushed us. So we're like, oh, like this is kind of rad, you know? It's like might as well,
Yeah.
you know, give that a shot. So we did that for a while, and then it kind of ended, and then that's when we started high school, and then met him, but
Nice.
we didn't really like connect till like junior year. And then,
Yeah, it was funny. Like I remembered him, like for sure, because he had like long curly hair back in the day.
Yeah.
And then like
Super
he was
curly.
Like, he was like, "Yo, do you remember Andrew, the curly hair?" And I was just like, "Oh yeah." And he's like, "Oh, so you remember me?" And I was just like, "Nah, I don't know who you are. Sorry."
We were literally best friends in kindergarten. We have three
sorry,
group
Josh.
pictures
Yeah,
together on our fridges, like all three of us.
Yeah.
And he did not have a single clue who I was.
I have terrible memory. I'm sorry, bro.
That's really
He
good.
literally told me yesterday.
That's all good, though.
That's
Alright,
good.
Yeah.
So, did you guys like all play the same circuit then in high school? Like, were you in a different band in high school? Or?
I actually, I was in several projects. I would play drums and like I learned drums in high school. I would the first instrument actually that I started with was a bass, and then I was like a homie left the guitar, and I was like, hey, can I like borrow it for like a couple of days? I kind of want to like get into it. I know bass,
Yeah.
already, so like, hey, like let's give this a shot. So then then I got into guitar, and then I got into drums, and then so that's the like the instruments I started playing in high school, and then I would just join in like bands and like just try to get like comfortable with like the music and like try to be better in like every instrument that I had.
Right.
So
Nice. So you guys all came up in Whittier. What was that scene like when you were growing up? Was it all because there's no like venues in Whittier, right? So you're just playing backyards every day.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, there's a lot of backyard shows there.
Yeah, it's crazy. It started off as like a metal scene and like a punk scene, like back in like Owen's backyard, our other homie, and
Shout
like
out to
that
Owen.
shit was nuts. Like it was just a bunch of like fucking rowdy ass punk bands and stuff. It was crazy. It was wild times. And like me and him would sort of go to shows back in the day, but we didn't really like play a lot back in 2016 when we were all like jamming before he came
Yeah.
along. And like got the band going and
Yeah.
got things started.
So what was the first scene that you guys were trying to like reach out to, or like who welcomed you the most? Was it the OC scene or like the LA scene or the IE?
I gotta say it was
Whittier's
Whittier,
kind of in the
honestly.
middle.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I think our hometown Whittier, 'cause
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
we would play. I mean, the last show we played at Shiana's house. How?
Actually, it was the last show we played was actually in LA.
Oh, yeah,
I met
that's
a
true.
girl named Natalie at another show, a band we discovered called Warm Thoughts. Really dope band. We were just headbanging together, and I was like, "Oh, dude, who's this?" And then we got each other's socials, and then I found out she's in a like production team called Sleazehog, which is pretty rad. It's kind of like
Shout out to Sleazehog.
USC like based, and like they have like a lot of artists from the school play, and, like everybody like in that venue, and like I met
cool.
like that area. So like that was pretty cool, and like she like threw the last show for us, and that was in
Wait, what?
it was in LA.
When? I thought Shiana's was the last one.
No, it was hers, and
It
then
was in
she
LA.
remember?
What?
You have a bad memory. Sorry,
This is
guys.
what we're
this guy
talking
had a
about,
bad
yeah.
memory. Excuse his bad memory.
That's a
So
lap.
do you like playing in Whittier over
Oh,
LA?
I love
Yeah,
playing
basically,
Whittier.
yeah.
If there was a music venue in Whittier,
That'd be
Yeah.
that would be so dope.
We
I'll-
had-
I'll be
yeah,
dope.
I don't think we ever got to play the OC. We were actually supposed to play one, but two of us were out of town, and the other of us were in school at the time, and then we never actually got to land a show on the IE, which would have been dope though.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, the Pomona gig.
Does that count
Is that-
though?
is that IE?
Does that count part?
Yeah.
It's like
It's like
okay.
borderline.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just Pomona.
It was-
that's
yeah.
its own thing.
Yeah,
Nice.
I know, yeah, that's-
It was still dope though, because we never, like we said, like usually just LA and just the Whittier scene, you know.
Yeah.
So to be able to branch out and like stick our toes in the water over there, which is actually pretty dope to do.
Yeah.
So-
Sorry, I don't know much about the Whittier scene, but is there
Mhm.
like some other local bands that you guys kind of come up with and like play the same shows with? Is it a pretty tight knit?
Yeah, hell yeah. Shout out to Blue Ink, yeah, the homies over there. We share like the same following, so when we were coming up, we were on the same bill with them like a couple times, and then we actually became close friends with them. So like we would help them out with like gear, and they would do the same for us.
Yeah.
So that's was pretty cool, and it was mostly them, and then our other homies, Wayward, that we actually met through this guy. which is actually pretty dope.
Yeah.
So we would
They
always just
were-
be on the same bill, like all 3 of us.
Nice.
So that was always pretty cool. Same
Dope.
friendly scene and all that.
What's that like reference? What's that mean?
606. I got it from. I grew up.
Did you hit the mic?
Oh, sorry. I grew up in the zip code 90606. So I just grabbed this 606 part
Okay.
and yeah.
At
Gotcha.
first
And
we
the
wanted to
artwork.
put 562.
What happened?
At first we wanted to put 562 because of the area.
562.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
See, that's what I
no.
thought because I was like, oh, but that's not an area code. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. And was the artwork like out in Joshua Tree or something? It looks like. the
Oh
desert.
no, actually, a friend of mine called I forgot her Instagram name, but she's like on another side of the. She made the art cover for us, and yeah, and she's really talented. She does collages and stuff, so she's like
Dope.
amazing. And I hit her up. I was like, hey, look, I kind of have this idea, and like so yeah, man, it was like she made like this amazing. Cause I was like, it's like kind of westerny, like
Yeah.
feel. I was like, anything like in a desert with a guy that's like laying on the floor. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then yeah, boom. She like it was really tight. I really like that EP cover.
Yeah.
It's like a really good EP cover.
I felt like it matched it very well.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
the
Thank you.
vibe.
I appreciate
course.
that. I was going for that honestly, so that's
Yeah.
really cool.
Pulled it off.
Pulled it up.
Thanks, man.
What's the best Jancos song? All of you.
Oh shoot.
That's hard. 'cause
That's,
I mean, to be honest, I would like to make us sound really different. Not too much, but like I like us to pop in a way, Whereas like if you ever gone to one of our shows, whoever's watching, you would notice that like everything sounds, not everything, but mostly some of the songs sound different live than what we do in the studio. So I was like, okay, for example, like we have a song called Snakeye, and we like to mess around and call it Skonka for short, because I was like, oh dude, what if we give it like a cumbia vibe or something?
Uh-huh.
Because like I was getting into like Chapa Mágica and stuff like that, and like my mom's friend has a band called Betty's Mustache, shout out to them. They're like that vibe as well. So I was like, oh dude, if you kind of think about it, like it kind of fits like the root notes. So like, okay, we do that.
Nice.
So we tried that, and that was pretty cool. And then we just started slowly like starting to do that for like almost every single song, like everything. Like it's just, everything just stands out. So like I can't really, I don't know. I don't have a favorite for me, maybe, but come back to me on that one.
I really like playing. I like playing all the songs honestly, because we do, like he said, we don't sound completely different. We just kind of like mix it up a little way. Like it's like it sounds different, and I think it's really cool. Like you said, the cumbias and like all that stuff. Like we kind of like did that after that. I recorded and everything, and like it was just, I don't know. It feels like really cool to like play.
Like refreshing
different.
as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So like, yeah.
Because we like to like experiment like a lot too.
Sure.
Because like obviously everybody has their own vibes, and it's funny because like it's surf rock. That's what you hear on the studio, and like in the EPs, and then you hear like a cumbia riff. You hear like homies slapping to like some flea riffs, you hear breakdown blast
Me
beats.
doing like some stupid ass blast beats and shit.
Yeah.
I just like
Yeah.
fucking around with the songs, dude. They're
That's
fun.
awesome. You hear like 80s tones, and then
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense because I know you guys have made quite a name for yourself, like in the live space,
Mhm.
and so that's makes sense that you guys are doing different things when you're
Yeah.
playing live and kind of like making it more of a show and just like not just exactly by the record.
Yeah.
We really like to like get the crowd involved.
Yeah.
And like get them dancing and like
Yeah.
just want to have a good time. Like just
Yeah.
have everybody have a good time, and that's really what it is about. So.
So,
Hell
I mean, if they're not gonna having a good time, then we're not gonna have a good time, Because we're there to like, make people enjoy, have a fun, safe,
Right.
So we do like kind of funny things when we're on stage too or whatever. Like we do like voiceovers and stuff like that. So like, what the heck? Yeah, it's like that's just
A
random.
lot of
stuff.
SpongeBob stuff.
honestly.
We have a lot of
That was the wor-
SpongeBob stuff.
That was
yeah.
that was the worst one. No, I'm just kidding.
It had its up and downs, but
We just threw a bunch of
Yeah.
SpongeBob samples in there.
Yeah.
but we try to make it work in like the right part of the song.
Yeah.
But
Nice. That's cool. Do you guys have a favorite song?
Let me see. I don't know. I mean, I really like playing Daydream, but that's not like a Jancos song. It's a Fever Blanket cover.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Shout out to them,
yeah, it's a great fucking band.
the gods.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I like that one a lot because like the crowd like usually sings it
Yeah.
back and stuff, and that's always like been like the best part of playing live
Yeah.
for me at least. Like it's just so cool when other people get involved and just
Yeah.
like that just embodies the spirit of like live music, is that everybody is involved, that like performer and audience are just completely mixed. And like I don't know, I think it's just like great whenever like it's all just this one continuous like motion. Like I listen to a lot of like hardcore, and I go to a lot of like punk shows like that, and there's always like people like diving and like fucking getting up it, and it's like a lot of times it looks like the band is just the crowd as well. Right. And that's always just like beautiful to me. Right. I love that kind of shit.
I would say it too, Daydream, because even though it is a cover, I mean, man, we always get a great response when we play it. Like it's a lot of people really connect to that song, and I connected to that song when I first heard it, and I was like, dang, like this song's amazing. So I was like, why not like cover it? You know, make some good like tunes out of that too. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. For me, I would say probably between Waves or Daydream. Waves typically, like when we play that, like it typically like gets everybody like going and like moving around, and like we always get like a little like pit going on, like usually. So that's usually fun, and we all kind of like bring our own like flavor and like to the table. So it's always like different. It's not always like the same like when we do play live. And for Daydream too, like just as Isaac was saying, just because we get like that connection with the crowd. And it was funny because they actually gave me the idea of using like a talk box on that song. So we actually improvised, and we had
shout out to Daft
Punk.
So
like we so we were rolling into that song, like doing a transition, and we did Let's Groove Tonight, like we transitioned into Daydream using that. So it was a pretty fun experience. Awesome. And like everybody was just kind of thrown off. Yeah. So just like bringing that stuff to the table makes it like really fun, and just getting the crowd into it because it's unexpected and
hella groovy too.
Honestly,
he loves like groovy stuff. That's why whatever chance he gets to like slap, that's why I was like, oh, okay, dude, if I have something like that you can like involve slapping, I'm gonna try and throw it at you. So
that's
like,
awesome.
Okay.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
So this next one is called 606.
Is that influencing the next recorded music?
Oh,
like,
hell
are
yeah.
you guys working on music and some of that is in there?
Heavily.
I would definitely say
Nice. Are you guys having like album talks? Are you like working towards that debut?
We're in the works.
We got like a couple things in the mix right now. We don't know whether
we have like a lot of ideas, but we just like it's hard to focus on like, okay, like what are we gonna do? We're gonna do this, or we're gonna do this type of style. Like it's because we're just like very experimental, kind of in a way. Yeah. So it's just like I don't know. Like right now, I'm into a lot of things, like very different genres, and it's like if you go through my playlist, it's like very different. So it's like you'll be listening to freaking ska or whatever, and then you'll be listening to reggaeton, and then you'll be listening to whatever, like you the rock or
pick it up.
whatever.
Corridos, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, I've been
Corridos,
getting
whatever.
so into corridos,
Yeah, you
dude.
too, but
I love
I
that
mean,
shit.
honestly,
From
that's
metal
why
to
I'm
that.
saying like, we're not obviously do corridos and stuff like that. I mean,
Maybe
oh,
one
why
day though.
not?
Maybe
No,
one day.
Why not? In the future.
So no.
We literally try anything.
Yeah, so yeah, we've been talking about like, okay, like what are we gonna focus on, what genre are we gonna do and stuff like that, and we've been like coming up with some new stuff, but
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just really tough because of this whole like pandemic thing.
Yeah.
Like it's
Right.
just we gotta like stay inside and just keep everyone safe and just try to be as careful as we possibly can, and like it just like threw a big like hole because we like revolve around playing live mostly and
Yeah.
but yeah, no, we're working on stuff. We're gonna start jamming more and start just like solidifying a lot of these concepts that we have and just
Cool.
keeping it pushing.
Yeah.
That's all you can do.
Yeah, honestly.
So we got a few fan questions. If you want to grab those cards. Yeah.
Jancos fan Q for sure.
Somebody read them with a mic.
Oh, you read
Dude,
it.
Dude, you got the
Read it,
voice.
read it.
Use the talk box.
Use the talk
Dude, I wish I
box.
could.
We brought it though.
All right. If you can bring any artist back from the dead to collab with, who would it be?
Wow,
Damn.
that's a good one.
Damn.
I would say Jimi Hendrix.
That's what I was thinking too.
I'll
Yeah.
say Jimmy.
It's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, I probably is like, I don't know.
I'd probably say like
It's a good answer.
Freddie Mercury. Happy
Yeah.
birthday to
Oh,
him too,
damn.
right? Yeah.
Oh,
His
Fred.
Shout out to him. Yeah.
There's
But-
so many. There's so
Yeah.
many.
There's a
good ones.
lot. There's a
lot of legends.
There's a lot of legends out
Yeah.
there, honestly.
Yeah.
And,
Definitely.
I mean, they influenced the world. So
What do I
Right.
listen to?
Yeah.
basically, a lot of the bands that are big today are because of them. So
Yeah.
For sure.
So
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
say one of them for sure, because then I'll be a big one.
It's really hard.
So I don't know.
Exactly.
Huh.
But you guys, you've been scratching your head.
Huey
Yeah, I
Lewis.
don't know. I mean, I listen to a lot of like living artists mostly. Like most of what I listen to is just bands that have just recently come out. Like just a lot of like really new stuff.
Just pick one.
I don't know. Because that's the thing. Like, I don't know who's dead. Like
What about
You don't know who's
I don't
dead.
know. Like
Pick one of the Beatles.
What? I don't even like the Beatles, man.
Is
Not
one
that
of them
good.
still alive? Right?
No, two of them are still alive, right?
Yeah, two are still
We're
alive.
so bad at this.
What about a living one?
A living
living
one.
one,
I don't know. I
Oh.
mean,
Oh
fuck. 'Cause, like, dude, like I'm like all over the place.
I'm
like,
changing the question.
Really?
for you.
Thank you. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'd really want to work with like as a band. I think it'd be dope to release like a split with like Mana or something.
Collab with Mana?
That'd be
Wow,
sick.
that's a good
Sick.
one. Hey, all right. I grew up with Mana, so yeah, I would hop on board on that. for
That'd be
sure.
sick.
Heck
That'd be
yeah.
super
We
cool.
even thought about covering them one time.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
actually,
I've actually
yeah,
a lot of times,
we actually covered like Hombres Hey, and I'm like, yeah, so we really, I am actually very influenced by like Juanes, Hombres Hey, and Anitos Verdes, because of my mom. She would always play like those type of music when she would like clean around the house.
Yeah.
and- yeah, so every time I would listen to it, it always reminds me like of my mom, like always like cleaning the house.
Yeah.
Or watching TV and just like listening to those tunes without even me knowing who the hell it was, you know. So,
Right.
Yeah, so shout out to my mom.
That's cool. Good poll.
Yeah, why not?
I think you're the last one, right?
Yeah. So I would say, now that I think about it, maybe John Coltrane. He has like a little like jazz.
Oh, okay.
So like
Taking it back.
I didn't really get into jazz until like recently, and I was like getting into like a lot of that stuff. Oh no, actually I take that back. Jaco Pastorius, he's like a really like good
yeah.
bassist. He's like a jazz bassist, and he's kind of like a Jimi Hendrix of like bass playing, and he kind
Nice.
of like changed like the way of bass playing, and a lot of what he did is a lot of what like current bass players do, like a lot of he just like brings like a lot of the style and like things that are like brought to like bass playing right now.
Nice.
Yeah,
Love that.
it's
Good
definitely
answer.
influenced. Yeah.
Good job. Got a couple more.
I knew you were gonna get it.
I know this one. Yeah, it says, "Where does your inspiration come from?"
Whoa. Mi corazón. Damn. It's a good one. I'd say like the Police. Inspiration. I like the Police a lot. Zeppelin. Inspiration by Zeppelin. Because of the harder rock. Stuff like that. Well, what else did you guys think?
I'm so sorry.
I honestly didn't think about that. Like band-wise. That makes a lot more sense, honestly.
I would say some inspiration for me growing up. One of the first bands that I like really listened to was Blink-182. My brother really got me into that. That was like the first band I listened to, and actually like had the opportunity to go to like a concert with him. That was the first concert I went to.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, I pretty much like grew up on that. Like Newfound Glory, Green Day,
Nice.
Red Hot Chili Peppers, definitely like influence. Like when I picked up the bass, Red Hot Chili Peppers was definitely an influence, and like Flea was definitely somebody I looked up to and tried to like mimic like his bass playing as much as possible.
Yeah.
'Cause I know he has some crazy licks.
He's
And
still
all that
for
kinda
sure.
stuff. But yeah, those are like just some of the inspirations that I would say that
Nice.
like got me going and like to like get into playing music.
Yeah.
For me, damn, kind of similar to him. When I was growing up, him and his brother got me into Blink, and I was onto that for like a cool minute. And then around middle school, that's when I told him, "Hey, come over, I got Rock Band." He's like, "Really?" I had Beatles, the regular one, but it broke, I think.
Yeah.
And then my mom got me the Green Day one, and I was like, oh, "Okay, sick." Started playing the Green Day one, and I was slowly like discovering them, like, you know, like the whole game, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't know that was pretty rad," you know, like just little things. And I got super hooked on Green Day, and then I was like, "Oh, dude, Billy Joe is pretty fucking rad," and I was like, I like his guitar playing technique. And then back to Blink, I was like, oh, I also like Tom DeLonge's, because like, you know, you could come up with like any type of riff and have, as long as you have like a root note, you know, and put something under it, there's your riff. And I was like, oh, that's easy. And I was like, that's so sick. And I do that like a lot with Whittier.
Yeah.
And then my mom, love you, got me into Paramore when I was younger. Like, she showed me the Unplugged, and I was like, oh, dude, it's the chick with the red hair. And I was like, that's pretty dope. That's the only way I remembered her back then. And then
Twilight.
right, yeah.
Damn.
Then
That's so cool.
Yeah, I discovered I actually followed up with them all the way up to Brand New Eyes, because I believe the brothers left at that time. So I just stepped away from that, like them. And then I discovered After Laughter by them, and I noticed how like different it was, and like it had like those 80s type of vibes, and like, you know, and I got a soft spot for 80s. So I was like, oh, dude, their guitarist Taylor York really did save Paramore right there. And I was like, oh, that's fucking badass, you know. And I was like, Taylor York, I like how he said with Flea, like I try to do that like a lot now, like incorporate like the little things that he does. And I was like, okay, them. And then like just like whatever type of band that's on like 80s, like kind of like the Sweats too, they're pretty dope. Shout out to the homie Jacob. They're like, they have that like vibe of the Paramore's After Laughter and the 1975. So that's really dope. And those are some of the probably the main three for me.
Nice.
So
For guitar playing.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
That's dope. Do you not want to answer this?
No,
We can move to the next one.
How do I
it clicked,
answer
I got
this?
me. Like, yeah.
I was stalling for you. You had enough time.
Well, basically, like, I don't know. I mean, lately I've just been listening to a lot of like Questlove, like that type like drumming, like the Roots and stuff, like the one like Blue album that they have. I just been like drumming to that and just trying to get like that like feel down, like that like the hip hop type feel. Because I never got into hip hop like when I was a kid. Like I would like all the homies would listen to like Odd Future and like a bunch of like stuff like that. And I was just like, nah, Avenged Sevenfold, Metallica. Like I was all into like metal and stuff. And then like, but recently I've been a lot more open to like that, like a bunch of like hip hop stuff. And but yeah, like mostly like that is what I'm drawing a lot of inspiration from as of recently.
Sick.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right, I think we got one more. Last but not
Please
least.
be a hard one.
Favorite show? Oh, sorry.
Damn.
Favorite show in Whittier?
Like a TV show?
No. Dude, honestly, bro.
Okay,
Okay, I said he's missing a couple of bolts up there. He's missing a couple of bolts up there. All right, so favorite show in Whittier, I would say the one in Shiana's house.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah,
that was the
one
New Year's
really
Eve
fun.
show. That
Shout out
was
Shiana. She was really cool.
Yeah.
New Year's one?
Yeah, it was a New Year's
Yes,
Eve.
it was.
Yeah,
That one
yeah.
was really fun because there was a lot of people. A lot of my friends showed up there, and they haven't seen in a cool minute. And I was like, what? Like, I haven't seen you in a while. And it was a pretty cool show. It was a lot of people there, honestly. I'm not gonna lie.
We were
Was that the
told
last one before The
yeah.
pandemic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say. Was it? And well, yeah, New Year's Eve thing. Yeah, it was. New
Yeah,
Year's Eve.
it was like the second to last one. Yeah.
Second to last.
Nice.
Because it was pretty cool because we told us to be like usually like 30 to 40 people. There was a good like at least 100 to maybe 125 there.
Sick.
Because the
What?
entire back, yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
I thought there was only like 60.
No, dude, there was
No,
more in the
there's
way
more.
back.
More?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. it was
Yeah,
a lot
That's
of
but-
dope.
people.
Yeah, that was really good because like for a while like I feel like we were going through a bit of a rough patch, but we worked out everything because like we all wanted to chase the dream, and do the whole music scene. So we came to our to our differences, we put that aside, and we're just like like we want to do this. This is something we all love to do. It puts a smile on our face, So put all the bullshit aside, and we worked it out. And I want to say that was our second show back, and that's when we tried like more of these new ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Honestly. It was very cool.
I think two of us
had a
weren't even
blast.
sober, but it was like really cool.
Yeah,
It
That's
was
it was very
fun.
fun. I had a blast that day. That night, actually.
Yeah, love that. Well, once this is all over, we'll have to get a show going in LA sometime.
Hell yeah.
Or 2021, 2022, whenever.
Sometime.
Should be 2023.
Hopefully
Please
soon.
bring it soon, man. Come on.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for that.
Definitely. And yeah, thank you guys so much. Did you have any other like shout outs or other things you all wanted to mention before we signed off?
I actually want to shout out the homie Luke Davies that recorded the 606 EP. I know he
Thank
worked.
you, Luke.
I know he worked very hard on that. His studio is called Studio Bonito. Very cool studio in Long Beach. So yeah, he got me connected to some cool people too. So honestly, shout out to you, bro. You're a cool guy, awesome guy, man. We should need to get drinks sometime. So yeah,
Nice.
super cool guy.
Maybe we should meet and record an album soon.
That too. That too. It's because he's a super cool.
Or maybe
guy.
we
I got
are.
No, yeah, he's a
I got
homie. I
along
fucking
with
love
him
that
really
guy.
well. So like,
Yeah.
he's like very straight up about like 606 wouldn't be 606 without Luke, honestly, because he really like told me, hey man, like it sounds cool, but like let's try it this way. And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, for sure. I'm open. We're in the studio. Because like he would charge me per day. Oh no, I'm sorry, not per day. I'm sorry, per song. I'm sorry, yeah, per song. So he'd be like, look, I'm charging you per song. I want to help you. So like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you the real. I'm not gonna like bullshit you. I'm like and I'm like, so that's true. So that's why I always had like a cool connection with him because he like actually wanted to help us out and stuff. Because he
Yeah.
actually came to our show and like so I was like, that's cool. So
Sick.
shout out to Luke.
Sick.
And then shout out to my coworker, a homie, Smotty, for taking my shift. Because if she didn't, this wouldn't have been happening
bro.
like at
Oh my
all,
God.
at all.
Fucked.
And then also shout out
Amazing.
to all the homies at Guitar Center for coming through with some of the gear with us. Those are actual homies from that store. Literally, two of us popped strings before this, and we were like, oh crap. We
Oh,
didn't
shit.
have any on us, so we went, and usually they're like the nicest people over there. So shout out to Cerritos and all that. So
Hell yeah.
good looks.
Good looks.
Nice.
Just want to shout out a couple like recent like bands that are up and coming. The Lacuna band I'm wearing on my shirt, they're fucking incredible, like a post-hardcore type band. Shout out Earringers, they're a great like Latin rock kind of
Yeah.
vibe. I think oh no, that wasn't us, never mind. Shout out to South Trees, the homies
South
who
Park.
took me in and
South
allowed me to
Park.
drum for them on their most recent, or not their most recent stuff, but like live stuff.
Nicest guys, actually.
Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah, they're
great.
cool. I
yeah.
reviewed one of their, I think their most recent EP.
They actually
Oh hell yeah, that's
Sick.
tight.
Yeah.
That's the drummer.
No, the computer's the drummer. I'm the drummer.
Who's
but-
the guy that recorded us at the New Year's Eve show? It
Oh,
was a
Martin,
really-
Oh, Martin, yeah,
dude,
shout
out
that
to
dude's
that
like
guy.
photography
Dude,
is
you are the
fucking
best.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Your video, that was very good that night, and I was like, I was impressed. I was like, whoa, who shot this? I
Yeah,
was
the
like,
one
that's
"Yeah."
on,
And they
yeah.
were like, yeah, the
Shout
guy
out
from
to those
South
guys,
Park.
like,
South Park.
real
I mean,
love
South
right
Trade.
there.
South Park.
My bad, I'm
this
sorry,
fool.
no.
And you
I
say
thought-
I got bullets.
I
Luke.
say that so much
You're
that
not
they
even
get so used to that. So I'm like, I worked.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Quiet.
Definitely got to shout out the family.
Oh, dude,
they've
of
been
course.
they've been helping support.
Yeah.
They're like just like being very supportive of like being in a band and all that. And just shout out to the guys in the band. We've all like been through some like rough patches, and just getting back together and being able to like come out with this EP has been like really a fun experience, and being able to like play live shows together and stuff. It's been
Yeah.
really cool. But yeah,
Love it.
Yeah.
I
Love
agree
your
with
mom.
that. I agree with that.
Love all of our moms.
love moms.
Love it. Awesome. Well, thank you guys. That was awesome. It was great getting to chat with y'all.
Of course.
Two quick shout outs. Topo Chico, happy 125th year anniversary. You guys are awesome. And DC Shoes. They hooked up with some shoes. They're the best. Shout out to DC. So with that, thank y'all so much. We're getting to some music right now.
Thank you.
Stay
All right.
tuned. The Jancos.
Right. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
This next song is called Waves. Cool beans.